When your hormones are perfectly balanced, you'll start feeling and looking better. While everyone is counting calories, points, and tracking their steps, you'll be focusing your energy on your hormones, what really matters. Sure, calories matter, exercise matters, your habits matter, they definitely matter. But when it comes to a fat burning metabolism, the only thing that really matters are your hormones. In the past, you've probably been told in order to lose weight, you need to address your eating, exercise more, eat less, exercise less, etc., etc. This might blow your mind, but being overweight has very little to do with food, exercise, sleep, stress, or your habits. For most women, the reason you have more fat than you'd like is because of an imbalance of one or more of the 9 hormones I'm going to be talking about in this video. There are 9 hormones that decide whether you have a fast metabolism or a slow metabolism. I'm Nick Garcia with Upgraded Health, holistic nutritionist and certified nutrition coach. And let's get started and going over those 9 hormones. And I'll give you kind of a brief overview of what they do and a few tips on how to regulate and control them. Hormone number 1, insulin. What does it do? Insulin is a hormone made by the pancreas that allows your body to use sugar or glucose from carbohydrates in the food that you eat for energy, or to store glucose for future use. Insulin helps keep your blood sugar level from getting too high, or hyperglycemia, or too low, hypoglycemia. Insulin is often described as a key which unlocks the cell to allow sugar to enter the cell and to be used for energy. Remember, your cell's primary fuel source is glucose. If you have more sugar in your body than it needs, insulin helps store the sugar in your liver and releases it when blood sugar level is too low or you need more sugar, such as in between meals or during physical activity. Therefore, insulin helps balance out blood sugar levels and keeps them in a normal range. As blood sugar levels rise, the pancreas secretes more insulin. How does it cause weight gain? Insulin increases the storage of fat in fat cells and prevents the cells from releasing it as energy. How does it help you lose weight? Simply put, keeping your blood glucose level in check below 110 mgs will cause your body to consistently burn more stored fat. A diet with good protein and carbohydrate sources will minimize insulin spikes, increase glucagon, and ultimately promote far less fat storage. Hormone number 2, ghrelin. What does it do? The ghrelin hormone is released primarily from cells in the stomach and travels to the brain. There, it interacts with the hypothalamus, the brain's physiological eating center, and the brain's pleasure centers that arouse hunger. How does it cause weight gain? Ghrelin stimulates the brain, which leads to an increase in appetite, and it slows metabolism and decreases the body's ability to burn fat. Ghrelin also favors the amassing of fatty tissue in the abdominal area. In experiments, people who got injections of ghrelin before a buffet meal ate 30% more than a group of eaters not given extra ghrelin. How it helps you lose weight. If you want to lose weight, you want less ghrelin so you don't get hungry. If you want to gain weight, say if you're scrawny, then you want more ghrelin, or at least you want it to stay high as you eat, so you'll want to eat more. The best way to keep ghrelin low is to eat high quality foods in the right macronutrient ratios. I teach the 33-33-33 macro balancing principle that promotes a flexible, sustainable, and enjoyable way of eating. That's 33% of the right carbohydrates, 33% high quality proteins, and of course 33% anti-inflammatory fats. Hormone number 3, we have glucagon. What does glucagon do? Glucagon's main job is to keep blood glucose from dipping too low by making sure the liver releases enough glucose. How does it cause weight gain? Insulin has a sister hormone, and its name is glucagon. It's a critical component of your fat-burning biochemistry. When blood sugar is low and you need more energy, but food isn't available, glucagon is secreted. Its purpose is the exact opposite of insulin's. Glucagon goes into the cells and causes fat to be released. And it does so with the help of a fat-burning enzyme called hormone-sensitive lipase. Much like glucagon is the opposite of insulin, HSL, the hormone that I just mentioned, is the opposite of LPL, the fat-storing enzyme we spoke about earlier. HSL breaks down triglycerides, the form of fat stored in your cells, into fatty acids and glycerol. So as they travel around in the bloodstream, they can be burned for energy or excreted. The glucagon HSL axis is what I call the fat burning switch. How does it help you lose weight? All right, so glucagon can actually raise your blood sugar by converting glycerol in your fat cells into glucose for fuel. Glucagon also signals the fat cells to release free fatty acids, a process called lipolysis, and you definitely want that. Glucagon signals the body to release stored fat to be used as fuel. Numerous studies illustrate the effects of these two opposing hormones. The simplest of these was featured in the Journal of Comparative and Physiological Psychology. In the study, researchers injected one group of rats with insulin and the other group of rats with glucagon. The rats that received the insulin gained body fat and ate more. The rats that received the glucagon lost body fat. Glucagon is essential for breaking down body fat and burning it for energy. Since glucagon signals the body to release stored fat, the best way to regulate it is to reduce insulin by eating plenty of protein, healthy fats, and the right carbs in the right ratio. Are you seeing a pattern here with how to regulate all these? It's pretty simple with having to do with carbs, fats, and proteins. Hormone number 4, we have leptin. I'm sure you've heard a lot about this hormone. If you have no control over your appetite, you could have a leptin problem. Leptin is secreted by your fat cells and manages how much fat is stored around the organs and skin. When fat cells are filled with an abundance of food, more leptin is secreted, and the leptin enters the brain to stop your hunger signals, controlling your appetite. Leptin helps leave you full and satisfied. Fat cells produce leptin in proportion to body fat levels. The more fat you have, the more it makes leptin. It enters your bloodstream via the circulatory system. Leptin binds to protein in the blood, and when leptin reaches capillaries in the brain, it travels across the blood-brain barrier, binding to leptin receptors on the acreate nucleus of the hypothalamus. Leptin lets your hypothalamus know when it's time to stop eating. Then it increases your metabolic rate in order to achieve energy balance, known as homeostasis. Conversely, leptin also tells us when to eat. When you have less body fat, leptin signals the brain and you get the message, I'm hungry. Leptin is the hormone that keeps you full, produced by fat cells. So it would seem logical that those with more fat cells would produce more leptin, which would signal the body to eat less food and your weight would normalize. This oversimplified idea is great in theory, but doesn't always occur, especially those with damaged metabolisms or endocrine problems, which includes most overweight people. So how it causes weight gain. I kind of explained this earlier, but I'm just keeping with the structure here. If you're eating low-fat foods, refined carbs, sugars, and polyunsaturated fats, leptin levels become imbalanced, and your body will continue to beg for food, nutrients, nutritious food. You'll continue to eat poor quality foods, which will lead to consistent fat storage. How it could help you lose weight. When you eat fruits, vegetables, gluten-free grains, adequate protein, and saturated fats, leptin will effortlessly communicate to your brain that you are full and satisfied. In order to lose belly fat, you need to reset your leptin sensitivity. Choose programs and foods designed to keep inflammation and triglycerides low by limiting fructose, eliminating toxins, and reducing food rewards and cravings, all of which reset leptin levels and allow for effortless weight loss. Hormone number 5, one of my favorite hormones, human growth hormone, because this is one of the big fat storing ones. So what does it do? The body naturally produces growth hormone, or HGH, or simply GH, in the pituitary gland, and as its name implies, it's responsible for cell growth and regeneration. Increasing muscle mass and bone density are impossible without growth hormone, but it also plays a major role in maintaining the health of your human tissue, including that of the brain and other vital organs. How it causes weight gain. Growth hormone leads to weight gain when it is too low. Lack of quality sleep, lack of exercise, and insufficient protein leads to decreased growth hormone. How does it help you lose weight? Well, the opposite of what I just said. 2 major factors that contribute to increased growth hormone levels are ones that you can control without drugs: weight training and proper sleep. The more you exercise, the more growth hormone you release naturally. A recent study observed significant increases in circulating growth hormone and IGF-1 after intense resistance exercise in a group of trained men and women, but found no significant differences in men and women who performed the same workout. Growth hormone is also secreted while you sleep, and studies have shown a spike in growth hormone levels at the onset of deep sleep, so getting the recommended 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night is essential to maintaining growth hormone. Diet is the third major factor in keeping growth hormone levels at their highest. It's definitely necessary to eat a balanced diet, as I've been mentioning throughout this video. Eating to stay lean is also key. Fat gain leads to low growth hormone levels as well. Hormone number 6, we got a few more to go. Progesterone. What does progesterone do? It's one of the hormones in your bodies that stimulates and regulates various functions. Progesterone plays a major role in maintaining pregnancy. The hormone is produced in the ovaries, the placenta when a woman gets pregnant, and the adrenal glands. It helps prepare your body for conception, pregnancy, and regulates the monthly menstrual cycle. It also plays a role in sexual desire. How does it cause weight gain? Your estrogen and progesterone ratio is the most important thing to remember when looking at progesterone and weight loss. The main cause of hormone-related health problems in women is not due to absolute deficiency of estrogen or progesterone, but rather the relative dominance of estrogen and relative deficiency of progesterone. Estrogen excess may result in such common maladies as depression, weight gain, insomnia, anxiety, blood sugar imbalances, migraine headaches, and chronic fatigue due to adrenal gland exhaustion. Moreover, stress can result not only in adrenal gland exhaustion, but reduce progesterone output and increase estrogen production. It's all about that ratio. Too much estrogen turns more calories into fat. Fat cells make more estrogen, and estrogen causes more growth of fatty tissue. Not a great combination. This excess fat usually binds up around the abdomen area. Estrogen dominance can also cause a release of excess insulin, so it's just a domino effect. Too much insulin can lead to sugar cravings that are difficult to ignore. How can it help you lose weight? Progesterone helps your thyroid hormones function more efficiently. When you have low levels of progesterone, your liver produces excess amounts of a protein called thyroid binding globulin, TBG. This TBG binds to the thyroid hormones your body makes. This basically means it blocks or ties up the hormone so that it's not able to be utilized properly by the body. The net effect of this form of hypothyroidism that some refer to as type 2 hypothyroidism, which does not show up in blood tests since the problem is within your cells rather than in your blood. Progesterone lowers insulin levels as well. Insulin is affected by hormonal imbalance, and estrogen dominance can lead to the release of excess insulin. Increases in insulin can lead to sugar cravings that are hard to control. This is why many women crave chocolate or other sweets during their menstrual cycle. It's all coming together now, isn't it? Progesterone is very important for losing fat and avoiding estrogen dominance. Important hormone number 7, T3, thyroid hormone. The thyronines act on the body to increase your basal metabolic rate, affect protein synthesis, and increase the body's sensitivity to catecholamines such as adrenaline. The thyroid hormones are essential to proper development and differentiation of all cells of the human body. These hormones also regulate protein, fat, and carbohydrate metabolism, affecting how human cells use energetic compounds. Thyroid hormone has actions beyond metabolism and keeping you fit. It provides energy, improves thinking abilities, boosts the immune system against infections, decreases bad cholesterol, and lowers your blood pressure. So how does this hormone cause weight gain? Low-fat diets lead to a disturbance of insulin, leptin, and T3, the hormone we're talking about now, which slows down your metabolism, lowers your body temperature, and decreases nutrient absorption. Strict low-carb diets lower the conversion of T4 to T3, reducing thyroid function. T4 is the inactive form of thyroid, and T3 is the active. So you definitely want to be doing things that promote that conversion of T4 to T3, or your body will just produce too much T4 because it's never converting. Both low-fat and low-carb diets are disasters for your health and will never help you get a fat-burning metabolism. A very, very serious condition called hypothyroidism, or inactivity of the thyroid, has a number of symptoms like fatigue, you gain weight in the abdomen area, metabolic disorders, and a drop in metabolic rate. How can it help you lose weight? T3 is your active thyroid hormone, which decides whether you have a fast or slow metabolism. If you block the production of T3, you will store fat. So your goal is to increase your T4 to T3 production to promote a fast metabolism and increase weight loss. The best way to boost T3 is to eat thyroid-promoting foods, perform high-intensity metabolic training, and of course, avoid inflammatory foods. Hormone number 8, cortisol, the main stress hormone, otherwise known as fight or flight hormone. In small amounts, it keeps you alive. But in today's stress-filled society, cortisol tends to be in excess. In the right amounts, cortisol increases energy and reduces inflammation. How does it cause weight gain? Excess cortisol reduces a production of melatonin, the sleep hormone, secreted by the pineal gland. A drop in melatonin means a drop in sleep quality and even insomnia. Decreased sleep leads to a decrease in growth hormone that we talked about earlier. This hormone is what helps you keep you fit and young and helps you lose weight. How can it help you lose weight? Cortisol. Cortisol, when controlled by eating high quality foods, sleeping enough, and managing stress, plays an important role in weight loss. Cortisol can boost energy levels and increase T3 production, resulting in increased fat burning metabolism. Our last hormone is hormone number 9, DHEA. DHEA is a steroid hormone made in the adrenal glands and the brain, and is one of the most plentiful hormones in the body. DHEA is well known to improve your well-being, boost energy levels, fight depression, and plays a major role in weight management. How can it cause weight gain? Decreased DHEA is associated with obesity, diabetes, cancer, and heart disease, and it even accelerates aging. DHEA is also a major precursor to estrogen and testosterone, which are important hormones that also regulate several metabolic functions. How can it help you lose weight? DHEA naturally increases serotonin, which tells your brain when you've had enough to eat and inhibits the conversion of glucose to fat. DHEA also protects against arteriosclerosis and improves insulin sensitivity. So those are the 9 hormones. So how do we fix these hormones in the most simple way possible to start losing weight today and to keep it off? Number 1, you want to eat a hormone balancing diet, like the nutrition principles I use in all of my programs, which are low in sugar, high in good fats, high in fiber, high in protein, low in the wrong carbs, and high in the right carbs. This all helps you balance your hormones and eat for a fat burning metabolism. You definitely want to limit or completely remove inflammatory foods. Limit if you're on kind of a weight maintenance diet. If you have a lot of weight to lose, then you're probably very inflamed and probably have a few different hormone imbalances. So for a period of time, I would completely remove these. Excess inflammation can compromise liver and kidney function, which inhibit detoxification and create these hormone imbalances and exacerbate them. High triglycerides and fatty liver is just not a good combination. The majority of inflammation comes from eating inflammatory foods. Avoid the foods that cause inflammation. I have plenty of videos on it. Soy, polyunsaturated fats, sugar, high fructose corn syrup, alcohol, pasteurized dairy, the list goes on and on. If you need help with that, just comment below and I'll send you a huge list. Number 3, get moving. Exercise helps balance hormones no matter what kind of exercise you can do. Exercise helps reduce estrogen and increases, very importantly, growth hormone, testosterone. Yes, women have testosterone and you need a little bit of it, which helps you lose fat and build muscle. Number 4, definitely stay consistent with anything that you're doing and build those habits one at a time. Even the best program is completely useless if you aren't consistent and committed by taking the necessary changes to transform your health and body. And finally, you want to sleep well and control your stress. There are no calories and you don't burn calories like exercise in sleep and stress, but they play a huge role in your ability to balance your hormones. No calories, no nutrients, and they're extremely important when it comes to balancing your hormones. So that's all you have to do. That's the hormone balancing way that you need to start today. I wrote a cool program called the 8-Week Metabolism Makeover. After seeing so many of my clients struggle with dead-end diets, I have an initial background as a personal trainer, coached tens of thousands of metabolic workouts, then made my way into the online nutrition space where I started taking diets like keto, carb cycling, intermittent fasting, and healthifying them. So I would turn that diet and then add high quality foods, making sure the macronutrients were balanced. And then I kind of took 3 of those programs and made the 8-Week Metabolism Makeover. Most diets restrict calories, provide bad exercise advice, and make healthy eating nearly impossible and miserable and not sustainable. Not this program that I created. One of my clients lost 11 pounds in 21 days on this program. You can learn more about it in the link below. Remember, your hormones dictate how healthy you are, how thin you are, and how much energy you have, and even how happy you are. Why wouldn't you want to optimize every aspect of your hormonal health using the most effective and simple strategy possible? Thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate it. Hit that like button if you learned anything. And of course, please don't leave without subscribing to my channel. Thanks.